My mom's boyfriend used to like freestyle around the house when I was younger. I'm talking like about 8, 9 years old. He would like just like play dice with his homies and whatever the hell they were doing, you know, while my mom was like going to school and shit. And they would freestyle. So like I was just a kid and I loved it. I loved all the music they would play. They had tapes and listened to the radio and all that type of shit. So I like instantly fell in love with hip hop when I was introduced to it in the 90s. And then when I was like 9, I started like mimicking their freestyles. They would say lines and I would mimic them and learn them. And so I, you know, ever since then, like for the first like couple years, I spit the same rhyme over and over. I would tell people, yo, I rapping now. And it was like a big deal back then to be a rapper, and, you know, 92 or whatever. So now everybody's a rapper. It's not even a thing. But back then people would be like in awe, like, oh shit, this dude raps, you know. So
especially you were younger.
Yeah, it was like 9, 10. So I've been rapping ever since then. But when I hit 12, I started writing songs. And once I wrote the first one, it was like a fever. I would write like 5 to 10 songs a day.
Do you remember your first line ever?
It was like, yo, here you see, my name is D. I'm just a little nigga, hang around Bradford Street. My dice ain't nice, so when you get ready to play, get ready to lose, bitch. You lost your role. Take it back to the booty hole. I had $8 and a dime. I went to the store to buy myself some very fine wine.
I like any rhyme that has booty hole in it, but yeah, that's actually pretty fucking hot. Yeah.
That was my 9-year-old rap. Okay. And I got that because I lived on Bradford Street and they would play dice in front of me. You know what I'm saying? Like the OGs, like my mom's boyfriend and them. So that's where I got the whole, you know, I hang around Bradford Street, my dice ain't nice. You lost your role. Take it back to the booty hole. Like, you know what I mean?
I remember my first album. Like the first thing that, I don't know if this was the first time I heard rap, but I remember I was at my sister's dance recital. And it was Too Legit to Quit by MC Hammer. When I was like, oh, I love this.
I loved MC Hammer too when I was a kid. I think like my first introduction was Run D.M.C. watching Walk This Way, because that would be on TV, Aerosmith, and I'd be like, oh, what's that? Like, you know, but I was too little to like grasp it. But like once I like fell in love with hip hop, it was more like Dr. Dre, Snoop, Ice Cube. Yeah. Now it was like I could get a tape and I have my own Walkman and I could walk around listening to the Chronic.
The Chronic was the most mind-blowing thing that ever came out.
Yeah, it was to this day, like Chronic and Doggystyle are my 2 favorite albums.
Oh, absolutely. My parents would go into like, you know, Target or wherever existed back then, and I'd stay in the car, and that was when I'd like slip it into the tape deck. And I just stay there because I was obsessed.
My mom's boyfriend bought me a Black Sheep tape. I think the first tape I ever owned. Came out the store, popped it in, and right away, you know, swear. My mom's like, you can't have this. Like, took away my tape, and I was like crushed. I'm like, no, my tape. So, you know, after that, it was like she couldn't stop me no more. Once I figured out that I could just get him on the low and just listen to him in my Walkman.
And little did she know you were harnessing what was going to be your job for the history for the rest of your life right there.
For the state, for my family, for everything, man, for hip hop, for Latinos in hip hop. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You're on tour with the Beatnuts. I mean, the Latino hip hop community is not that big in terms of those who've gone national. What do you think about Beatnuts? Or the first time you heard them?
They influenced me heavily, bro. Very, very heavily influenced by the Beatnuts. Obviously, coming from Lawrence and the Latino community, like, it just all their slang and shit like that, it just resonated with me in a different type of way. Like, you know, they would rhyme and just throw in the Spanish words here and there. Name their songs after Spanish shit. And my father has 6 brothers, so there's 7 of them. And they just, like, all them slang words that my uncles would use was the words that they're using. So it's different than other rappers that weren't Latino because I would relate to them so much. When Off the Books came out, that shit was just, like, mind-blowing. I'm like, yo, this is amazing. And I was already rapping at the time. Like, at that time, I already had, like, demos and shit like that. But my rhymes were like nowhere near as dope as the Beatnuts or Pun or Cuban Link, so I looked up to them and I got a lot of my style from them. What up, y'all? It's your boy Termanology. Right now you're tuned into undergroundhiphop.com with Van Stylez.